Welcome, guys. How you guys doing today, this evening? Welcome to Soccer Highway 304. If you're new to this channel, make sure you subscribe to the channel. If you like the content, make sure you leave a like on the video for the algorithm, and do not forget to turn on your post notification bell so that when I go on the live stream like this that I'm doing right now, or I post pre-recorded videos, you can get a notification. Like one, I'm going to repeat it once again. Do not forget to subscribe to the channel if you like the content. Number one. Number two, make sure you stick a like on the video for jogging so that the video can reach other people. And do not forget to turn on your post notification bell so when I go live, you can get the post notification bell. So I'm going to be discussing everything Arsenal today. Yeah, even though Arsenal players have gone on break, we know that already. The interlude has commenced, international break. I do not like the international break. I'm going to be real. I don't enjoy international break, but it is what it is. We have to wait till next week to get proper football, in my opinion. The international football, yeah, it's kind of here and there, but I prefer my English Premiership. I prefer to watch my Arsenal team play. That is my preference. Some of you might disagree. I understand that, but I prefer to watch Arsenal play football. So, like I said, I'm going to discuss everything Arsenal today. Uh, there are a few news here and there. Nathan Nwaneri, Soliba he played for the French national team today. Is for even though we know after the match we played at the weekend against Brentford, we won. News came out through Charles Watt saying that Soliba was carrying a knock. There hasn't been training for an extended period of time, but thank God he was able to train with the French national team and he played today. He came in for someone. Let me check. I know he came in. He didn't start a match, but he came in for Juice Kunde. Yeah, he came in for Juice Kunde. So that's good. That's some good stuff. I can't knock him for that. So I'm hope we know he stayed. What be the right choice of word? We know Saliba is very, 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 very determined to be part of the World Cup squad for the national team. So being called up for national team is very exciting for him personally and professionally. And playing the last set of international games before the final squad comes out for the World Cup squad is a pointer that he'll be part of the World Cup squad. Hopefully, he get his call. Even though we know that a few other players, especially the Brazilian quartet that has not made it for the last what I call friendly matches to the World Cup. Hopefully that can change when the final list for the World Cup squad comes out. Hopefully, the likes of Gabriel Jesus, Gabriel Magalhaes, and Gabriel Martinelli can get a call. But I'm not optimistic that they're going to call it. I'm going to get a call for three of our players. I'm not too sure. Maybe Jesus. I'm confident about Jesus because I think the omission of Jesus is just because of maybe the friendship and relationship between Edu and Tite. But for Gabriel Magalhaes, we know the Brazilian national team is stuck for players. Now we know he's not in the first 11. He's not even, sometimes he doesn't even make the bench. But I'm surprised because I think Gabriel is one of the top defenders, not only in the English Premiership, but in the world. But we know the Brazilian national team is full of top players. So I will understand if he doesn't go, but I would like him to go. If I'm wearing my Arsenal hat, right, I'll prefer rather I'll prefer Gabriel doesn't go for the World Cup because he can get, in my opinion, the well deserved rest pending pending the resumption of the league, and maybe Arsenal can do something this year. I'm not saying we're going to win the league, but never say never. So let's continue for let's continue the narrative and conversation surrounding can Arsenal do something this year or not. Now, I will not be so bold to say Arsenal can win the league. I think that will be extremely ambitious, right? Extremely ambitious for me to say Arsenal can win the league. Now, if I say can Arsenal compete for the league, some people say I'm talking out of my rear. Some people say, "Come on, shut your trouble. You're talking nonsense." Logically, and if you look at it on face value and applaud the rationale, I get why every talk regarding maybe Arsenal can compete will be shut down because of our recent history, we've not been doing fantastic in the league. We've not won the league for the past 15 years, if I'm right. I have to fact check that. So I understand that part. But if you look at the team, how progressively we've been playing, even though some people want to caveat by saying Arteta is still a young manager, I get that part. But I will not rule out. I would not rule out Arsenal passively, keyword passively, or under the radar competing. Yeah, because yes, you can say it's just 7 games. I remember when it was just 1 game, just 2 games, just 3 games. Oh, it's just 4 games, it's just 5 games. Then we lost against Manchester United. People say, you see, I told you. And against Brentford, we bounced back. See, all those people pushing the narrative that the biggest test will be playing against the top six, which is a fair argument to push. But regardless, I'm not saying Arsenal shouldn't try and win against Liverpool or against Chelsea, against Man City. But guess what? Hypothetically, if we lose all those games and we win other games, we can still win the league, or at least be among the top three. Now, for banter's sake, for pride, you want to actually, and for progress shown, you want to actually take a scalp of Liverpool, be like of Chelsea and Man City, which is fair. But this narrative that, if you don't beat the top six, nothing has changed. Absolute nonsense. In my opinion, absolute nonsense, because you still need to beat other teams. And people trying to demean the fact that we've beaten the likes of Crystal Palace, Leicester City, where have we beaten? Brentford. It's crazy. Manchester United lost against Brentford. Now, if we didn't beat Brentford, same people have the narrative that, yeah, you see, you couldn't beat them last season, you couldn't beat it, nothing has changed. Now we beat Brentford, all of a sudden, Arsenal should be beating Brentford. We can win as Arsenal fans, and Arsenal the club cannot win. Arsenal cannot win anything. It has to be especially the mainstream uh, media, which I call the mainstream miscreant sometimes, have a way of trying to dent any progress or any achievement or any modicum of hope Arsenal have as a club, or the fans share any optimism that is shared by the fans. Somehow they sneak in some BS into it. Even sometimes, even so-called Arsenal fans have a way of trying to deride the team, deride Arteta because he's not their first choice. It's crazy. For me, it's just crazy. Even though it's 7 games, we won 6 out of 7. 6 out of 7. Like, give them the kudos. I'm not saying winning 6 out of 7 we should be awarded the Premier League trophy. I am not saying that. I am saying we've shown sign of progress, because this time last year we had, if you look at the first 7 games, we lost. I think we lost 3 of the first 7 games, and everybody gave us hell, which we should take. I understand that part, but the fact that we've won 6 out of 7, and the same people are slightly moving the goalpost or changing the conversation, changing the narrative, is just, come on, guys, come on. This is ridiculous. Now we know the North London Derby is next week. I can't wait for that game. Seriously, I can't wait for that game. That game is going to be. That's the kind of game that will show us the strength of the team. That kind of game that will show us something different. Now, I understand we lost against Manchester United. We shouldn't have lost that match, but it is what it is. But I want to see if Arsenal have truly, truly actually progressed. Right? I want to see if Arsenal have truly progressed. Let me show you guys something here. Let's look at some of the injury news and fitness updates. Now, according to Charles Watt, he's one of the top Arsenal tier ones in my opinion. He might not be putting out news like Fabrizio, but when he puts out news, it's fairly credible. So, Arsenal hopeful Odegaard Zinchenko will be available to face Spurs. Nelson could make the squad. Partey's fitness being closely monitored while with Ghana. Yes, on Odegaard and Zinchenko, I think they should be fit. Hopefully, He doesn't get any hairy moment or any injury scare because going away to the international to his national team, Norway. I just hope these guys come back on scale, especially Partey. Like I'm just praying nothing happens to Partey because we know how important Partey is. Let's be real. We know how very, very important Partey is. When, now, against Manchester United, I am very, I'm going to remain resolute on what I think. If we had Partey, I don't think we'll have lost that match. Some of you might disagree. I think if we had Partey, at least we're making a draw. And I'm saying we should have won. We'll win that match if we had Partey. But if let's say things didn't go our way, at least we're making a draw. There's some see the maturity, the physicality, the passing accuracy, the presence of Partey takes the team to the next level. We could see against Brentford, right? When Partey was part of the team, we could see a different Arsenal. Now, shout out to Sam Lokonga. I think in the future he might be that kind of player, even though I don't think he's a six. I think he's better off as an eight. But Partey is a different level with the experience that he has. He's a different kind of player. And for now, Lokonga he's a good player, but he's not of that ilk at the moment. Doesn't have the experience. His positional awareness was short against Manchester United. He was exposed. He was not aware of his surroundings some of the time. Now you can move forward at the same, but you need to still be aware of your opponent. He showed a lot of naivety against Manchester United. So Partey is very, very important. Now we're playing Spurs next week. I just hope the likes of Zinchenko are available, even though I don't think Zinchenko should be starting that match. If you agree with me, leave in the comment section. I think, my opinion, I'll go with Tierney. Now, Odegaard, I'm sure he'll come back as the captain. Relatively experienced. He has played this kind of matches compared to Vieira. Even though I think Vieira had a good game, but in my opinion, but he still needs to acclimatize to the pace. He still needs to have how like put it. He played well against Brentford, right? But you could tell that he's still filling in. He hasn't he's not up to speed with the pace of the English Premiership and he's not up to speed with the physicality. So we need to bet him in. Let's see if he gets more games in the next coming month where the schedule is going to be hectic, then I can actually judge whether sometimes Odegaard needs to be playing. I'm not saying Vieira is not a fantastic replacement or alternative to Odegaard, but the fact that he is not yet fully acclimatized to the English pace, so we need to bet him in easily. He could do a fantastic, like I said, he could do a job. We didn't miss Odegaard against Brentford, but you could tell that is not at top speed in terms of playing for playing in the English Premiership. He's not at that level. So, like I said, I will still bring in Odegaard for Vieira, even though I want Odegaard to improve. The fact that why I don't understand for the love of God why Odegaard refuses to shoot when the openings are there, when the spaces are there. Sometimes I'm not saying he shouldn't pass, but having that discretion, having taking the opportunity when it presents itself, we need to do that. You are not going to pass and pass out all the teams. That's not possible. That is not just possible. You can't continue to pass and pass all the teams. Sometimes you need to take these opportunities when they arise and shoot. Like I don't hate Odegaard. I think he's a good player, but I think sometimes he overdoes it. He takes the extra pass when the opening for a shot is there. So I think he can do better. Now, that's not saying Vieira is a piece of crap. I think Vieira is a fantastic player. In my opinion, in the next few weeks or next few matches, I would like to see more of Vieira because I think he's that kind of player that when the rubber meets the road, he will take a shot. He will take a shot compared to Odegaard, and he has the passing range of Odegaard too. In my opinion, he is more of a hybrid of Ozil and Cazola, while Odegaard is more like Ozil-esque. But Fabio Vieira shows that he can do the passing and he can take a shot. He is not shying away from taking a shot when the opportunity presents itself. So the North London Derby, let me speak a bit, even though I'm going to do the preview next week, but let me speak about the North London Derby. We need to win. Even though we have for the past few years we've had a good record at home against Spurs, but this time we know Conte is going to come with his defensive boss. They're going to pack the boss. We need to break the windows and sneak in. We know Spurs are going to park the damn bus, but we need to smash up that window and sneak into that bus. That's what we need to do. We know they're going to look for a counter, Song and Kane and Kulusevski. And we know the annoying Richarlison. The annoying Richarlison will be used to deploy some shithousery. Arsenal need to be very, very aware that that match is going to be a very, very slippery match. Now, I'm confident we can win it, provided the likes of Partey are fit. We play a very smart game. We are aware that they are going to try to deploy counter attack. So the likes of Saliba, Gabriel Magalhaes. Now, guys, let me ask you guys: what would you prefer as a left back, Zinchenko or Karen Tierney? I'd like to know. I would like to know, guys, leave in the comment section. Who would you prefer, Zinchenko or Karen Tierney? Because I'm going to be very honest, right? If you look at the goal we conceded uh, against Manchester United, the first goal, Anthony, Zinchenko's defensive deficiency were exploited. He was drawn to the ball. Now, I'm not saying Karen might not have made that kind of mistake, but I doubt heavily Karen will have made that kind of mistake, but he's more defensively aware compared to Zinchenko, in my opinion, because Gabriel was already marking the attacker. Why was Zinchenko drawn to the same player that Gabriel? No, sorry, not Gabriel. Saliba was trying to cover. Like he shouldn't have been drawn to that. That was his defensive deficiency being exploited. Now, as a footballer, as a passer of the ball, offensive passing, holding technicality, he flaws, in my opinion, Kieran Tierney. He is much more better than Kieran Tierney. But defensively, like I understand that we are an attacking team, we're an offensive team. We like to move the ball around. We like to be very, very what will I call it? We like to be very, very expansive. We need to possess the ball. But we know when you play against teams like Spurs, and we know Spurs are going to look at the Manchester United transcript and try to reenact it. We need to just be smart. We need to be smart, in my opinion. We need to be smart. We cannot afford to show defensive naivety once again. We can't afford that. That's why I will go for Kieran Tierney above Zinchenko. Not because Zinchenko is a bad player. Now, if Kieran Tierney is injured, I understand maybe we have to play him. But if we have both of them available, I'm sorry, I am going for Kieran Tierney. Kieran Tierney is more defensively aware. He can overlap. Now, the last game, he showed some, what I put it, offensive dexterity. So he's improving. He is not as good naturally as Zinchenko in holding up in with his in terms of technical raw abilities. He is not as good. Let's be real. But when we talk about defensive awareness as a player, because let's not forget that's his primary duty. He's a defender. Now, when we are dominating the ball, we have most of the possession. He can actually add to the attack. But when we're under pressure, when there's a counter attack, which we know Spurs are going to deploy, we know Spurs are going to deploy. Now, even though Spurs have won 5 games out of their 7, on paper, it looks fantastic. On grass, it looks horrible. I don't think I can actually watch Spurs play for 90 minutes. It is lethargic, it's pedestrian, it's boring. All they know is to rely on the on counter attack by the mistakes of the other team. How can you solely rely on what will I call it, the counter attack solely, and you call yourself a top team? And people keep mentioning Antonio Conte as the top class manager. No, okay, let me rephrase. I think he's a top class manager, but he is not a world class manager. You cannot be playing that kind of football and still be considered a world class manager. No, I don't care how many leagues you've won by that boring football, counter attack from football all the time. No, you are not a top class. You are not a world class manager. You could be a top class. Like it's boring. It's awful football. Kick it to Kane, kick it to Kulusevski, kick it to Song, and so what they do. That's the kind of football Spurs are playing at the moment. Now, you can argue I'm bitter, I'm an Arsenal fan. Why am I jealous? They're getting results. I'm not jealous. You've not won anything. You've not won any trophies. We know Mourinho, a manager you had before the last guy before Conte, played boring football too, but didn't win no trophies. Like football should be enjoyable. It's an entertainment. It's a sport that is very entertaining. I'm not saying all of us have to play the easy on eye football, free flow. Yeah. But when is that boring? Even though when you're playing teams that are considered inferior teams to sports, they are still boring. They are still pedestrian. They are still hopeful. Just kick it to Kane, kick it to Kulusevski, kick it to Song, and let's see what they do. What kind of format? What kind of tactic? Well, how can you tell them that's tactical? Kick it to Kane, kick it to Song, kick it to Kulusevski. Let's see what comes out of it on a counter attack. That's tactical. Playing five at the back. That is tactical. Come on, come on. I understand. Is Antonio Conte is Italian. He has won the league with Juve. He has won the league with Chelsea a few years ago. Those days, for me, football or like any other thing in life evolves, and you have to evolve alongside it. We can see Jose for the last few years has been struggling because defensive counter-attacking football will not win you the league this time around. It doesn't win you. It won't win you because people are smarter. Because sometimes you have to break down those teams I consider the average teams, the lower teams. You have to break them down because they are going to play the defensive style. So when you play defensive against defensive, what's going to give? Who's going to give? So this game against Arsenal next weekend is going to be exciting. This will be a battle between offensive, free-flowing football against defensive, pack the ball style. And I'm hoping Arsenal will break through the window to that boss and drive it away. We have to blitz that boss because I know they're going to pack the ball. They're going to be defensive. And I'm hoping they'll ping one to Kane and go on the counter, or ping one to Song to go on the counter, or ping one to Kulusevski and go on the counter, and maybe bring in what's his name, Richarlison when when is looking like Arsenal players are tired to go on the count on offensive attack. I think Arsenal have the defensive capability to negate all the counter attack. We just need to be smarter this time. We need to be smarter than the way we were against Manchester United this time. We do not have to make the same defensive mistakes we made against Manchester United. Hopefully, Partey will be back to play that game because we need Partey. We need a Partey in that game. And we need likes of Saliba to come back from their international commitment without no injuries. The likes of shout out to Gabriel. He was not invited, so he'll be training. The recovery will be fantastic. Uh, Hopefully Gabriel Jesus too. He wasn't invited by the Brazilian national team, so he's relaxing. That's some good stuff. That the only concern that most Arsenal fans are having right now, including myself, that we are hoping and praying that Partey comes back unscathed. We need Partey back injury free. And shout out to the fact that the Arsenal medical team plus the coaches and the technical directors are working hand in hand with the Ghanaian FA to make sure Partey is protected the right way, is played the right way, so that he doesn't have the recurrent of the thigh or the muscle injury that has been plaguing him for some time. We need to make sure we get Partey back to London Colney injury free. Hopefully, I know they are playing a match against Brazil on Friday, which is tomorrow. Hopefully, he comes out of that one without no injury. And I think they play one more match on Monday or Tuesday. Hopefully, he plays limited minutes. We need him back because he just got back from an injury and he played, I think he played 70 odd minutes against Brentford, 70 or 80 odd minutes against Brentford. We need Partey back on scale. That is very, very important to get Partey back without no injuries. You can get Partey back. I'm 70% confident we will get a victory. Now, that doesn't mean if Partey doesn't get back, if you get Partey back injured, doesn't mean we can still win the match. But the probabilities are higher with Partey in the team because there's a kind of screening Partey provide offensively and defensively that gives us a right balance in that midfield. And Xhaka has been fantastic. Now, some of you might not have liked Xhaka because of what he did a few years ago, disrespecting the captain's handband. Come on, let's forgive and forget. He has been playing well. Ateta convinced him to stay, and he stayed, and he has given all his all. And shout out to the match-going fans that were chanting his name at the GTEC Stadium in Brentford. Shout out to you guys. Those are the MVP. Now, I'm not saying some of us that cannot be at the Emirates physically because of our location are not good fans. Some of us are good fans, but those that we every time go on the internet to tear down players because of views or likes that have certain agenda is just pathetic. Now, am I saying Xhaka is the best player in the world? I've never said that, but he's playing well. You have to look at what's happening right now. Xhaka has been phenomenal right now. Now, shout out to Arteta for moving him away from defensive midfielder and playing him as a box-to-box, and he has been thriving. And some of you were shouting and asking for Tillemans. Like, I remember if you check my catalog, you can see it. I've never said Tillemans should be the replacement for Xhaka because I don't think Tillemans is as good as most of you are making it up. I'm not saying Tillemans is a terrible player, but he's not as good. For me, he's not better than Xhaka. Maybe 2 or 3 seconds quicker than Xhaka. Maybe he has better offensive passes than Xhaka, but as a total midfielder, he's not as good as most of you are making him to be. I can see how Leicester has been struggling for the past few matches. Now, you could say the whole team has been struggling, but if you watch his performances, he has been terrible. Maybe because he wants to move out of Leicester, but regardless, he's still a professional. You have to be professional to your team. Until you get that move over the line, you have to be professional to your parent team. And for me, Tillemans has been very, very abysmal. Very, very abysmal and appalling in his performances. So, like I said, watch out for the proper preview next week or this weekend regarding the North London Derby. I'm hoping that all our players have gone to their national team for their national team endeavors can come back on without no injury scares. Saliba played some minutes for France today without getting no injury scare. Hopefully, Partey can come back from his engagement. Tierney played for Scotland. He had no injury scare. So hopefully, likes of Odegaard, all our players that have gone out to play and represent their national team can come back fit as a fiddle with no scares so that we can go into the North London Derby as confident as possible and hopefully we can win the match. Like I said, do not forget to like the video for the upgrading and for so I can reach so many other people. Do not forget, like I said, if you like the content, subscribe to the channel and make sure you turn on your post notification bell so that when I go on a live stream, you can get the notification, or when I publish pre-recorded videos, you can get the post notification too. Like, guys, I'm about to round up this stream. Like I said, watch out for other content I'll be releasing, pre-recorded videos. Watch out for the preview. I'll be doing some other content this weekend. Like I said, make sure you turn up the post notification bell so when I drop these videos, you can see them, or when I go live, you can get the notification. So, guys, watch out for more content this weekend, and I'll see you guys on the next one.